I got no drip in my pocket. Must've forgot it, or maybe I already lost it. Don't got enough to go cop it, I'm about to take off like a rocket. Houston, we might have a problem, but that don't mean money will solve them. No, that don't mean money will solve them.
There's a thin line between life and death. An SV Twiz film that shows the truth about what's going on in the hood.
I'm telling bro, I can't call it. How you? Yeah, cousin, if you're gonna be able to help me out with this job, like I need this job real bad. Like I'm not trying.
You've seen the rest. Now it's time to see the best. Starring Vodka 1000 Proof and SV Twiz.
Real nice feeling like
A hood drama that shows you the meaning of money, power, and respect. Torn apart.
Yo, you really doing your thing with that girl.
Like, what's up, nigga? I can't call it, bro. Hey, yo.
Watch it now on YouTube at Life with the Philly Fam.
Jump into the next question, Capone. I gotta ask you. Who are your top 5 comedians of all time?
It would be easy for me to say Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Red Fox. Those are everybody's comedians because they're famous. I'm the fan for the underdog, the guy that don't get the shot, the guy that's funny as fuck, that goes out every night. The guy, I got friends right now that their wives don't believe in them and they're ready to separate from these niggas because they have a dream. And it's so fucking sad that having a dream is something that you can't get support of. And so you quit. You give up. You do all kinds of shit and all you need is just that boost. And I'm going to say this on your show to everybody that's watching. Being a black man is probably one of the most difficult things that Earth has given us to walk on. And we still try to survive. We still try to strive. And all we need is just that little pep talk. Whether you have a woman, whether you with a man or whatever the partner is, just pat him on the back and tell him that you believe in him. It will go a long way. Instead of tearing his ass apart for just trying to do something to better himself. A lot of people don't make it because they listen to the significant other, oh, I wouldn't do that shit, or you such and such, and your dreams go somewhere. So I'm even talking to you, bruh. Don't never let nobody stop you. You're going to go far. I wouldn't be on here if I didn't believe in you. And you take that for what it's worth.
That mean a real lot. That mean a lot to me, Capone, seriously. And I'm also definitely blessed to have a wife that always tell me, you know, you can do it. Like, you know,
right.
You got it. There been times I go through, you know, phases and things of that nature. Like, you know, keep pushing. You know, you got it. So thanks a lot, Capone. Seriously.
Appreciate it, brother.
You already, man. I really appreciate it. But Capone, I gotta ask you this. What was one of your craziest performance that you had as far as a fan interaction, like a fan, you know, whether they went crazy or whatever, or they was like, you might have been stalking you or something. What was one of the craziest performances that you had with a fan, if you had any?
The only thing that I can really think of, because anybody who knows me knows I'm from the street and I don't take no shit. I don't care about the heckling. I know how to handle that. Niggas act tough. I can act tough. It's not about that. I think the most craziest shit, I was with my son and we were just talking, you know, my son was 15 at the time. And he was like, everywhere we went, and he was like, hey, Capone, Capone, Capone. He was like, damn, God, Dad, everybody knows you. And I laughed about it. And we went to Burger King to get something to eat. And I never forget, because that was the time the Paper Soldiers just dropped heavy. and this girl just seen me and said, "Oh shit," and fainted. I've never experienced no shit like that.
What?
Yeah, that
Oh,
happened twice.
that was a Michael Jackson move,
Yeah.
right there.
And yeah,
Wow.
yeah, brother.
Yeah, that was heavy. For Paper Soldiers, we speaking on that. If I'm not mistaken, Aaliyah was still alive at the time when y'all shot Paper Soldiers.
Yes.
How was it being around Aaliyah? Like, was she ever behind the scenes when y'all guys was shooting or anything, or was she just at the studio like at y'all head out New York?
Everybody was there. I mean, this was like Dame's baby, and Dame knew everybody. Rockefeller was on fire, so it wasn't. I mean, everybody treated like family. Once they found out we was the stars of the movie, it wasn't like everybody was just cool with each other, and
Yeah.
and it's been that way forever.
Yeah, man, that's a beautiful thing, man. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Period. Because that was a major factor in the culture. Seeing a bunch of guys from different areas and really make hits like that. Like that movie was great, man. And salute to y'all. I can't salute y'all enough for that, man. But to jump into the next question, you know what I mean. Now, you from the streets, Capone. We all know where Capone the gangster come from. People might be all laughing smiles on the stage, but like you said, you'll punch fire in their face in a heartbeat. What advice do you have for that young brother young brother or sister that's coming from the streets that wants to get into acting or showbiz, but they still got the streets over their shoulders? Like, what advice do you have for them to keep it pushing?
You utilize what you have. Some of us are. A street is a label. Because I don't take shit from somebody and I don't allow nobody to walk over me, that means I'm a street dude. I mean, that's a label. They call me Capone because Capone, whether you can say what he was a gangster or whatever, that nigga was the smartest businessman of his time. And he took business regardless of what is illegal, because weed was illegal at one time and they found out they can make money off of it. So you got to really pay attention to what they present to us as laws. Liquor. Capone was running liquor.
Mm-hmm.
Now liquor is on every goddamn corner store.
Every corner.
He was a visionary. And that's what I am. I'm a visionary. I see talent. I'm still the host of the Apollo for 27 years.
Yes. Yes.
So there's something in me that people say, well, he ain't make it. Hollywood ain't really checking for him. Hollywood ain't never got to check for me. The key is be true to yourself. A lot of these cats that Hollywood is checking for wind up on drugs, dead, or, they don't know where to go. They have no background training of what life is about. You're talented, don't get me wrong, but all of a sudden something happens and you can't deal with it. The pressure. Nobody's feeling you no more. Who the fuck is supposed to be a person like me and you, for you to tell me, they're not feeling you no more, so we don't want to put you in no more movies and do this? No, man. And once you start to believe in that, that's when you start to decrease. Nobody's ever going to tell me my worth. If I want to do a show for $1,000, I'll do it. If I feel that I'm worth $20,000, then that's what I'm asking for. That's just the bottom line. They got these guys who sit here and they cutting these checks, and I'm talking about even our big people that are millionaires. It's still waiting for them to give them the green light to do something. Get the fuck out of here. No, that's not happening with me. Yeah, so that's the difference.
Yeah, that's heavy, man. And speaking on the Apollo, Capone, like you said, you've been hosting it for years, but even at one point in time, you was training Monique to be a host on the Apollo. How was that experience with Monique and everything? Can you tell the people on what kind of person she is? And
sweetheart. She's always been a sweetheart. Monique is a workaholic. And at the time, you know, Monique was a little heavy and she was going through her asthma problems. And I remember when they were going to switch her for me because I was training her. And that adrenaline got back together. Monique was like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to do what I got to do. And got up and started rocking again. And, you know, so it comes a time where, like I said, I met everybody. I know everybody. And I don't have one bad thing to say about nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people choose their own roads to go by. And then you got the people that's in the background suggesting what you should do. I don't like suggestions.
Yeah. Your own, you know, what you see through your own vision is what it is. You know what I mean? People
It's,
can never see your vision, and sometimes when that person do see your vision, you know that's the right person right there. You know what I mean?
so let me ask you this. Why did you ask me what kind of person Monique is? What made you ask me that?
Because to me, she seems like a very strong, real down to earth sister. You know what I mean? She
Right.
seems like she's like what we say out like Philly, like she seems like a very sturdy person, someone that's no just like how you is, Capone, no matter
Right.
what level of success you is, she always keep it real and keep it down to earth and things of that nature. You
Right.
know what I mean? I just get that vibe from her, even though I never met her face to face. It was always something special about Monique. And also the other sister that was with Cat Williams, I can't think of her name off of hand.
That macho?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
what's her? Yeah, exactly. Those two sisters right there, they got like a certain realness where it's like, you know, it's like much different, man. And to understand that you was there at like the peak of her, like hosting the Apollo and things of that nature. You
Right.
know, I would have loved to, you know about her and things of that nature. God's willing, I get a chance to, you know, interview her in the future because it's just you just get a certain vibe off of certain people. You can
Right.
smell, especially when you're from the streets, you can smell BS from 100 miles away. And she was such down to earth and kept it so real that, you know, I feel like that she's a strong factor for the sisters of the community and things of that nature. We
The,
need
re-
more sisters like her.
the reason I asked you that question is because she was a black woman that stood out. And all the people that had power, Bill, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, none of them had her back.
They
And
didn't.
it's sad to me that Steve Harvey can get on national TV and told her you have to play this game. Who in the fuck do we have to keep playing for? And so that's why I asked you, why'd you ask about her? Because you're right. She stands out. She believes in what she believes in, and she's going to get everything that she asks for. But the only thing is, if she would have had just a little more backup power, we wouldn't even be talking about this now, because everybody feels, and you always hear about white supremacy and white this. We put them on this pedestal to make them think that we're successful as long as they approve it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
That's
you can get somebody to invest in you, but that's what they are, an investor. You're not a fucking master. And that's what these entertainers fail to realize. If you invest in me, you invested in me for a reason. I might not have the money that can do what you can do, but here, get your money back. I'm gonna make my money, and then I'm gonna invest in myself. And that's all Monique wanted to do. So I didn't want to touch on that, but it just to
I'm
bring
glad
her.
you did. I'm glad you did, because that's how I feel too. I feel like, you know, with certain actors or whatever you're doing in life, when you reach a certain level and yet, you know, you can see through all of the bull crap and then you start speaking on certain facts. I feel like certain people get blackballed, and then
Yeah,
you got certain people that came from the bottom and they know they got these investors behind them and they walk what they tell them between their legs. I don't want to be exposing nobody on here, nothing like that, but you know, salute, salute to y'all that keep it real, because it really gets a lot. Just like Dame, man. Look at Dame Dash. It don't get too much realer than that. You know what I mean? Like like I was doing the interview with Oskino about a week and a half ago, and he spoke on Lee Daniels, you know, with like the Precious movie, but he also spoke on that Dame Dash had invested into a movie with Lee Daniels before Precious. Yeah, the movie flopped and everything, but these are the things that nobody know about. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So, man, that's why it's much love and respect. You know, the people like you, Monique, and it's a lot of others out there that are real and down to earth, man. So the streets know what's up, man. The people know what's up. You know, the internet might try to bash certain people or say certain things, but that's why I asked about Monique, because you can just tell. You know, we from the hood, you see it from a mile away. That's the auntie at the cookout. You know what I mean? Right there, like you get them type of vibes from Monique.
I don't know how much longer we got. My battery is about to die.
Definitely. We can end it off. I'm just ask you this last question. We just gonna go to music. We're gonna go to music. So, Capone, if you had one album, you driving from New York to Virginia. If it was one album that you could play, what would that album be? You going from New York to Virginia. You only got one album, and I know you are OG, so you know what I mean. You could take it back as far as you want.
All right, I'm gonna just be very honest with you. I only listen to affirmations. I listen to motivational. Whenever I drive long distance, I listen to Think and Grow Rich. And music is a good thing, but it distracts you from reality. And my reality right now is to make sure that I do everything that I can to at least leave my kids, at least the ones that speak to me, something in honor of my legacy. And so I continue to grow all the time with just learning what they have to offer. And so there's a lady who calls herself Abraham, and she gives the affirmation about the universe and all of that. And I can't tell you how powerful words that you don't say are. I hope you can understand what I'm talking about. If you really look at back what just happened to us, all of the superstars, all of this, if you didn't have your money right, you was fucked up. For me in the comedy field, from the Kevin Harts to the Moniques to the Steve Harveys, even though they had more money, we were all still at ground zero together. And no matter how famous you are, and you don't make something out of this to turn yourself up, then you just wasted your whole time. It was a pause for a reason. They could talk all this shit about the COVID. They can talk about the people that's dying. You can talk about the numbers. But if you're here for a reason. Make it count. So all the television shows that you might have seen, brother, you have an avenue to reach people. Don't stop reaching. And I'll leave it at that.
That's deep, Capone, man. Once again, thank you for your time, Capone.
Thank
Much
you,
love
brother.
and respect. And you know, I'm gonna reach out to you from time to time in the future, man. Keep your eyes out for me, Capone. I'm coming.
Interview some of them young brothers, because I'm gonna tell you something. When they make it big, it's people like you they'll never forget, because you gave them an opportunity.
Thanks, Capone. That means a lot to me, man. Much
All right.
love and respect, man. Stay up. Salute to you, man.
You,
All
brother.
right,
Peace.
all right.